Today we'll review Kid Icarus Uprising for the Nintendo 3DS and head to Blizzard for a look at their upcoming games.
Plus a preview of NCAA Football 13 and find out how to score an exclusive X-Play weapon for the shooter Blacklight Retribution.
X-Play starts right now. Hello and welcome to X-Play. I'm Morgan Webb.
And I'm Adam Sessler. We're here because we didn't win Mega Millions again.
I know, we totally deserve it, right?
Apparently you have to buy the tickets. You can't just pick numbers.
I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
Coming up on today's show, Blair learns about marching bands, mascots, and more in NCAA Football 13. Then I'm going to head to Blizzard to talk World of Warcraft, Diablo, StarCraft, and what's next with designer Rob Pardo.
Plus, we'll show you how to turn an artistic eye into a career designing video games like Starhawk. And later, a preview of Blacklight Retribution. Find out how to score an exclusive item for this free-to-play multiplayer shooter.
But first, we're going to send it over to Blair for a really late sequel.
Yeah, this is a pretty late sequel. Kid Icarus debuted on the NES 25 years ago. The Grecian adventure wasn't a runaway hit, but over the years it's gained a steady and rabid cult following. A quarter century later, Pit is back in Kid Icarus Uprising for the Nintendo 3DS, and it's suggested you play your handheld game with a plastic stand. Find out why in our review. It's been 25 years since Nintendo's Kid Icarus made its debut on the NES, and up until now, the game has only lived on in the hearts and minds of gamers. However, the winged wonder is finally back on the 3DS, but was the wait worth it?
Are you excited?
Kid Icarus Uprising takes the angelic hero on an all-new 3D adventure that blends on-rail shooting with ground-based combat and exploration.
Serve up a combo meal of pain.
At the start of the game, you'll meet the young angel Pit, who is granted the power of flight by the goddess Palutena, as he battles through myriad environments against enemies old and new. The campaign shows a reverence for the original game that most Uprising players will have probably never touched, but the ties to the past don't extend into the gameplay.
Let's get down to business!
Uprising is about shooting and scoring, and then doing it slightly better each time you play through the 10-hour adventure. The action starts with Pit in Flight, where you'll control his movements with the left analog stick while guiding his shots using the stylus or face buttons. The left trigger is used to launch projectiles and up-close melee attacks. Due to the fact that Pit can only stay afloat for 5 minutes at a time, most of the game's levels shift downwards, with the cherub shuffling through on-foot stages. These missions allow for more exploration, but the stages quickly begin to drag on and tend to recycle elements far too often.
This isn't right!
Worse, the game features a very awkward control scheme during the ground-based segments, using the stylus to control both aiming and the camera, and it will inevitably lead to cramped fingers and frustration. As it is, there's not a single control scheme in the game that feels simultaneously capable and comfortable, and the included plastic stand for the Nintendo 3DS offers little help. Pit's return may be bogged down by inept controls and lackluster ground battles, but overall, the art design paired with intense action, dramatic storytelling, and silly one-liners
I can't believe I'm actually flying!
have Kid Icarus Uprising striking an original chord that resonates throughout the game. Kid Icarus Uprising gets 3.5 powers of flight
Mission accomplished!
out of 5.
The 3DS stand for playing Kid Icarus? Not the most practical idea.
No.
But sometimes it is a bad sign when a mobile game needs a peripheral.
But there are other times when a hunk of plastic enhances the video game experience.
We're counting down the best game peripheral combos in today's X List, brought to you by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Coming in at number 5 is Seaman and the Dreamcast microphone. Who doesn't want to talk to a weird, creepy fish with human faces?
He just insults you anyway. Our number 4 pick is Sega Bass Fishing and the Sega Fishing Controller. Fish at home instead of getting so drunk that you fall out of a boat and drown.
Number 3 is Typing of the Dead and the Dreamcast keyboard. Do you see a pattern here? The Dreamcast had a ridiculous number of peripherals.
It was awesome. Coming in at number 2 is the Nintendo Zapper, which came bundled with Duck Hunt. Did it work? Who cares? Everyone just put the gun up against the screen, and it felt great.
Because it's good to win. But our pick for the #1 game peripheral combo has to be Steel Battalion and its giant mech controls. You had to be crazy, rich, or both to buy this at launch. It's a good thing many video game fanatics are just that.
Yes, they are. All right, guys, it seems like only yesterday we were home for the holidays. The TV was filled with college bowl games.
The Aquafina Funyuns Bowl,
I love
the Monostat 7 Bowl,
Yeah.
and who can forget the Campus PD Bowl.
After that short break, college ball returns in NCAA Football 13. Guess what? We have a preview.
The hard hits, the everlasting glory, the keg parties in the parking lot. No, it's not the Hunger Games, but it's the closest we've got. Welcome back, college football. And for the upcoming NCAA Football 13, EA is going all out to make their game as close to the real thing as possible.
All right, I'm here with Ben, producer on NCAA Football 13. One of the things the franchise is known for is every time you play a football game in a stadium in NCAA football, you feel like you're in the stadium.
Well, I mean, that's the key of college football is the atmosphere. It's you know, all the pageantry that goes along with it, and it's the pregame traditions. And you know, at Purdue this year with the Boilermaker run out, the train coming out there, or at SC with the Song Girls, or Reveille at Texas A&M, and all those things that make it a key moment for that college football experience. We want to have those into the game. But in addition to that, it's also just what you see during the course of the game and how it looks and how it's presented. And so we added HDR lighting last year, which is high dynamic range. This year we went through and really kind of explored what we could do with that and how we can have the saturation and the darkness. And so it's a great improvement there.
EA has also updated the look of the players on the field.
Uniforms this year is a big focus. You know, you look at last year, it became like a fashion show for these schools. Yeah. Everyone coming out with different looks. It's really a big key for us to try to get all of those combinations in, not only what we saw last year, but going forward, working with the schools and the apparel companies to try and get new stuff in there and stuff that we're gonna kind of be able to break that hasn't been revealed yet. So It's a big undertaking to try and keep up with these schools, because it's crazy.
That must be a nightmare. Oh my, I mean, that's just insane.
But that's the beauty of the game, though, is that you have all those options available to you, and you can mix and match and make your own combinations if you want to. It's crazy.
Well, you've always done an incredible job of being really authentic, and you've not let the fans down. When can they see it in stores?
So it'll be on stores July 10th on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.
Everybody working on that game loves college football, and it really shows. Coming up on X-Play, Morgan heads to Blizzard for a look at everything we wish they'd put out tomorrow, plus a free-to-play shooter that looks like a AAA title, how you can turn your art into a job making games, and a great title to play on the new iPad. We'll be right back.
Today's X List is brought to you by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, the perfect combination of chocolate and peanut butter.
A lot can happen in 200,000 miles.
You guys okay?
Yeah.
I had a great time.
Yeah, it was really fun.
I'm gonna write down my number, but don't use it.
The all-new Subaru Impreza. Experience love that lasts.
21st Century here with two identical, stolen cars. Luckily, the two cars that used to be here were both covered against theft. One through these guys, the other through 21st Century. So both cars can be replaced. But drivers who switch from Allstate to 21st save $577 a year. Call 888-GET-2121 today or visit 21st.com. 21st Century Insurance.
Dig it, 21st.
Life's too short to keep worrying about where your next paycheck's gonna come from. Why do something tomorrow when you can go out and live today? And I wanted to go out and travel and see the world. I don't live life on the chance that something like, oh, I can put everything off tomorrow. That's not the way it is anymore. I mean, the sky's the limit, and I want to see how far I can go. I just started playing around with computers and really enjoyed it, so I wanted to go to school at ITT Tech. I'm finally in that position where somebody can look up to me and ask for advice. For the first time in a really long time, I thought, wow, my mom's really proud of me, because you could just see it in her eyes.
We are educators helping people build a foundation for the rest of their lives. ITT Technical Institute, education for the future. Call 1-800-372-4052 or visit us on the web. Get an education that can help you reach your goals. ITT Tech has information on financial aid for those who qualify. Call 1-800-372-4052.
Once a year, gaming stops playing and gets down to business. G4, the official broadcaster of E3, brings it all to you.
That's the game I want to play.
The new consoles, new games, and new ways to play.
All the games straight to you.
It's a week-long television event. E3 2012 Live starts June 4th, only on G4.
When you grow up?
We talked about this yesterday and the day before that. In the last 5 years, the captain of the Millennium Falcon 2.
Okay, but just say, conceptually, what if you can't do that?
Well, I suppose the job of a lead artist for a game like Starhawk would be a distant second. But if I had to settle that, I would settle on that.
You are in luck, my friend, because you can find out what that's like in Will Work for Games.
What a coincidence!
Yeah.
Hi. My name is Mark Skelton. I am a lead artist here at Lightbox Interactive, and this is Guerrilla Game Making.
Creating a universe full of assets for the third-person shooter space western Starhawk takes a lead artist able to handle a plethora of responsibilities.
The lead artist does a lot of stuff. I think the main thing that we probably end up doing is talking to the younger artists about procedure, about experience, doing different things. Just kind of an overseer, make sure that they're doing their job.
At the beginning of Starhawk's development, Mark had a different role.
Right off the bat, usually what we do is we figure out an overview for the game, and we work closely with the concept guys, and we do thumbnails, color sketches, color palettes, then figure out the direction, what we want to do.
But as Starhawk blasted past beta towards its May 8th release, Mark's job transformed.
We've got a mech inside the perimeter.
A lot of it is hunting down bugs at the moment, and not really a whole lot of new content goes in. It's just polishing what's already there. Some days I'm doing cleanup work on low poly models, and other days I'm doing sexy rocks. So each one of these little dots is where maybe a rock is gonna go, or maybe a piece of grass or something. It's the life, you know, of a glamorous game maker.
If you want to live the glamorous life of a game maker, Mark has some advice.
When we're looking for hiring an artist, the main thing that we look for is obviously talent. Can't teach talent, but motivation, super important. You have to love what you do, because we work long hours, we work hard at what we do, and we work for the love of doing it. And also works well with others. All right, thanks, Chris. Now get out of my shot. Get out of here. Can't be a jerk. Can't do that. You gotta be a nice person to work with, because I've worked with some jerks. It's no fun.
If you can play nice with others and you've got the talent, then someday you could help create something like this.
Just gotta know where to go.
This job is awesome. It really is.
After the break, we're going to preview the multiplayer first-person shooter Blacklight Retribution. Then Morgan's going to head down to Blizzard for a look at what's next. Diablo 3, expansions, and a new MMO. We'll be right back.
What are you doing? Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
Parents who skim have kids who skim.
Kraft Macaroni and Cheese. You know you love it.
Pizza Hut never stops striving to bring you delicious pizza creations. That's why we surrounded the Cheesy Bites pizza with 28 cheese-filled bites to pull, dip, and pop. Get a large one topping for just $11.99, only at your Pizza Hut. Make it great.
The average person spends as much time in the bathroom as on vacation. Shake it up. Tic Tac. Try it in Freshman and download the Tic Tac Viewer app.
If you're sitting with a structured settlement or annuity, you're sitting on a pile of cash. But if you need that cash now, call J.G. Wentworth and say, I need cash now. They'll make it easy to get the cash. It's not like taking out a loan or maxing out your credit card, and there's no debt because you're not borrowing the money. You're just sitting on it. Well, don't sit on it any longer. Get your cash now by calling J.G. Wentworth and speak with one of our specialists. There's no cost or obligation. J.G. Wentworth has helped thousands of people, and they can help you too. Instead of sitting on a pile of cash, call now and get it in your hands. You'll be sitting pretty fast. So don't just sit there and think about it. Pick up the phone and call J.G. Wentworth now.
Call 1-866-494-9116. 1-866-494-9116.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
We've expanded again. Check out our great selection of youth furniture, lofts, princess, and bunk beds. Our closeout center with deals you can't afford to miss, and our beautiful special order nursery furniture provides something for every budget. Strollers, clothing, shoes, gifts, and so much more. Worth a trip from anywhere. Visit Whims and Doodles, where your children are our children.
Trailer Marketing Services is the place to go for trailers, boat docks, and so much more. They offer sales and service of MTI enclosed trailers, plus custom-built trailers from Rolling Star. Got a boat? TMS has RGC boat lifts and aluminum and cedar dock systems by TMS Marine, plus parts and accessories for your trailer, car, truck, RV, or boat. They've got a complete shop for repairs, installations, and required New York State inspections, and they service and install anything they sell. Come see the difference experience makes at Trailer Marketing Services, Route 233 in Clinton.
Looking for a way to show off your new iPad 3 Retina display? Well, look no further than Sky Gambler's Air Supremacy. This combat simulator will have you reaching for an air sickness bag thanks to its realistic graphics and controls. Choose from a collection of different planes and launch them on a variety of game types, including survival, team deathmatch, and capture the flag. Each of these can be played in both local single-player and online multiplayer modes. While Sky Gamblers is able to run on any iOS device, to play it on anything but the latest iPad display is a disservice to the amazing graphics, which are unlike anything we have seen on Apple's tablet. Okay, let's say you can't afford to pick up a game like Sky Gamblers, let alone an iPad. Just turn to the internet. There are a ton of free-to-play games out there, and they aren't just boring Farmville stuff. Blacklight Retribution. It kind of looks like a shooter you pay $60 for. And here's a preview.
The future of urban combat is an arsenal of burly, shred-heavy guns, high-tech gear, and pure adrenaline. Welcome to Blacklight Retribution.
I'm here with Jared, creative studio head of Zombie Studios. Is that correct? For the people at home that maybe just aren't familiar with the franchise, what kind of story do we have in this game?
It's multiplayer focused, so the story isn't really said, but the big thing is it's PC only and it's free to play. When we started working on Retribution, we're like, okay, what are going to be the big things that we want to do? And we rose that level.
I'm removing the free-to-play aspect from it. It's just a tremendous level of customization for any game ever. Yeah. And just tell me about how deep this system is here in this game.
All the guns that we're releasing later on are fully customizable, up to like 6 different parts. That's there, but now we made it so the character is fully customizable. Since your character is completely class agnostic, you can put a med pack on them. You could put a stealth generator on them, so you run around all invisible like Predator. You can drop ammo for yourselves or your teammates.
And how do people unlock these things?
So if you are just playing the game, I'm gonna play the game and play the game, not pay $1. I'm gonna rank up, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And then if you actually go into premium, you can, surpass your ranks.
All right, it's a first-person shooter. You have modes in the game. Tell me about them.
We got all the standard flavors: deathmatch, team deathmatch, capture the flag, control points, everything that you expect. So one of the new map modes that we're showing is Net Warfare, and it's kind of a hybrid of control points and capture the flag. And this is one of our first ones. We're coming up with another one. We've got like multiple new game modes that are going to be coming out. We've got all sorts of new weapons, new items to play with.
And you guys also brought something pretty special to show today as well, an exclusive X-Play in-game item.
So we made an X-Play logo that we're going to be giving you guys codes for.
So good news for the fans at home that got really excited during this interview. The game's actually out tomorrow.
Yes.
It is free.
Yes.
As you've already established. And where can they download it?
Playblacklight.com. That's where you can get the game and then also put your code in for the X-Play item.
Thank you very much. Again, you could charge for this and people would buy it.
I agree.
Good to know. Back to you, Morgan.
Stay right there. There is still more X-Play on the way. Up next, I head to Blizzard for a glimpse into the future. WoW, Diablo, StarCraft, the new MMO. Get the latest on all of it right after this. Next on X-Play. Get the lowdown on Max Payne 3 multiplayer, plus gangsters take on zombies and Yakuza Dead Souls, and we've got a review. And we'll tell you if Tiger Woods PGA Tour 13 makes the cut.
In 2 days, the dictator arrives.
Excuse me, hairnet. Yeah, need a little of the quinoa salad and kind of need you to hurry up, Chief. Chop, chop. Next.
The Dictator, rated R.
That's the team. The Planters Men's Health Mix Team. They're the best of the best. Of the boldest. Of the bravest. Of the hardcorest. Of the tenderest. Of the no-holds-barredest. Like a bossest. Baddest bunch of name-taking-est nuts around. Men's Health Recommended Mix, 6 grams of protein. It's the manliest mix we've ever assembled.
Diablo 3 for PC and Mac. Pre-order now at Diablo.com. Rated mature.
New Turtle Wax Ice does more than give your car a brilliance you'll be proud of. The advanced resins and protective polymers in ice create a barrier to repel dirt. It's the new hard shell finish that keeps your car cleaner longer. New Turtle Wax Ice. The smarter way to shine.
We're on the road with the General, talking to people about their auto insurance.
Now, Richie, you don't have auto insurance coverage right now. Why is that?
Well, I have too many tickets on my driving record. All the quotes I get are just way too expensive.
Well, you need to get a fast online quote right now from the General. Rates are low, and you can get insured for as little as $39 a month. And you'll get instant proof of insurance. For a great low rate you can get online, go to the General and save some time.
You can see from the quarterly projections, it's all about the D word, distribution.
What happened to his shirt?
That's what
He reached his shirt limit for the month.
No more personal.
I hate shirt limits.
Bottom line
Shirts don't have limits.
Faster.
He really should have planned ahead.
Keep up with our suppliers.
Idiot.
The internet should be like shirts. Get Clear Unlimited 4G Take It With You internet with no data limits and no long-term contracts. Plans starting at $34.99 a month. Call or go online today. Clear, the way the internet should be.
Sunday, G4 presents the world's toughest spy.
Your name is Bond.
James Bond. In the G4 network premiere of Casino Royale, followed by the world's toughest obstacle course in the season premiere of American Ninja Warrior, a night of premiere action on G4.
And now it's time for Overheard on the X-Play set.
You'd totally be the king of the LARPers.
That's so sad, but it's true. This has been Overheard on the X-Play set.
Blizzard is notorious for taking its time finishing projects, but as luck would have it, there's an outside chance that 3 separate games could be out this year. There's Diablo 3, the new WoW expansion, and the next chapter in StarCraft 2. Morgan talked about them all with Blizzard's Rob Pardo.
Blizzard is the birthplace of dreams, especially if you dream of panda monks and mucus-covered space insects. We talked to Rob, the big man Pardo, to get an update on all your favorite titles. I am here with Rob Pardo. He's the Executive Vice President of Game Design here at Blizzard. You can tell because he's got the biggest poster in his office. It's very nice, by the way.
Yeah, it's nice getting all the cool Blizzard artists to artwork for you.
Let's talk first about the new expansion coming up for World of Warcraft. So this is being sold a little bit as a spiritual successor to the original. I mean, how do you see it?
It's really kind of fun to break the mold of what we've been doing in the expansions. You know, each of the expansions have really been based around this big villain and world calamity, you know, everything coming to the end. And what's cool about this one is we're theming it around kind of the new land and around the new race, which is much more of that sense of exploration you got in the original World of Warcraft.
Another big title on the way from Blizzard is Diablo 3, just in time for the 15th anniversary of the franchise.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that it's actually been 15 years.
What do you see as the essential part of Diablo that attracts people so much?
The essential part is really putting the action into the RPG, really about, you know, keeping the player moving at all times and still trying to have a cool world and a cool story, but really making that the secondary element of the game.
As if this weren't enough, StarCraft 2, Heart of the Swarm, is slithering onto the scene.
The entire kind of campaign is going to be around the Zerg storyline, around, you know, what happened to Kerrigan, and really dealing with kind of their units and, you know, their methodology for how they look at the universe. And we're also doing a fun little kind of smaller game. You know, we're doing our version of Dota. You know, right now we're calling it Blizzard Dota. You know, we intend to actually put it up as a free-to-play game and hopefully get it out this year.
Okay, so then what else are you working on?
Well, the other thing that's out there that we're not going to get into, but it's definitely out there in the internet, that we're working on another MMO.
Yes.
So people have sneakily ferreted out the code name, which is Titan. No kind of timetable from when we're going to be able to announce it to people or anything like that. We still got a ways to go.
All right, well then I should let you get back to work.
All right.
Thank you.
It's good seeing you.
All right, so Mists of Pandaria, it's
Yes.
something fans have been waiting for ages. But after that comes out, do we want more WoW? I know they've changed some fundamental things.
I think why not? I mean, people are obviously playing it. People are always going to want more content. Why not keep supporting the game if they can keep selling them, which I think that they can.
Yeah, and it looks to me, I mean, you sent me the Scroll of Resurrection, which means that Blizzard is looking to bring in new fans.
Okay, here's what the Scroll of Resurrection does.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It's pretty sweet.
Mhm.
So I send him a scroll, and then he accepts it. He can go into his WoW account, if his account has lapsed. He can go into his WoW account. He can start a level 1 character on any server anywhere, and then accept his Scroll of Resurrection.
Wait for it, wait for it. Hit him.
Automatic level 80.
Boom!
What?
Who wants to level up a priest to 80? Don't have to wait anymore. Just get Morgan to send you a Scroll of Resi. That's what the kids call it, Scroll of Resi.
I do not.
Just me.
But it's actually cool. It's a cool way to kind of get back into WoW, but your account does have to have lapsed. We totally didn't talk anything about Mists of Pandaria, though. Here's a look at what's coming up on X-Play.
Tomorrow, take on the world one slow-mo shootout at a time. Rockstar reveals what's in store for Max Payne 3 multiplayer. Then we've got reviews of all the latest games, including Yakuza Dead Souls and Tiger Woods PGA Tour 13. All that and more, don't miss it. Plus, we'll reveal a game we can't exactly talk about.
What is it? I want to know. Please tell me.
We didn't even mention that, so just everyone just forget about it. And we're also going to have a preview of Max Payne. We can talk about that. We can talk about Max Payne.
Why won't you tell me?
We're going to talk about a review of Yakuza Dead Souls. And we're going to
Right.
talk about a review of Tiger Woods PGA Tour 13. See, none of them are even paying attention to me because there's something we can't talk about.
You're keeping things from
Cone
me.
of silence right here. Actually, it's more like kind of a mass. We don't do
I'll get it
objects
out of
well
him.
here.
Today we'll preview Max Payne 3 multiplayer and